soccer dad right now, toting kids all over the country. But me, I am here. One live stew is better than no live stews. Remember that. One live stew better than none live stews. All right? All right, up next on the Doug Stewart Show. The Ravens owner defends his self as well as his organization. We'll take your calls, and we'll also give you some trivia questions. Have a lot of fun on this Trivia Tuesday. Don't go away. Keep it locked. It's the Doug Stewart Show. This your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and a fully encompassed prepaid legal benefit that includes identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. All right, I know the deal. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right, billions with a B. Well, just do it, and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one source, a Facebook shopping application, a mobile-optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on the link on thedougstewartshow.com or the app link for details. Welcome to Atlanta, my SC State Bulldog family. Once again, your boy Stu is throwing the biggest party of the year, October 3rd, 2014, in honor of the classic game being played in Atlanta that Saturday. It's only for the grown and sexy, though. The party will be held in the Georgia Ballroom in the Crown Plaza Hotel, located at 590 West Peachtree Street, Northwest ATL, starting at 10 p.m. Atlanta's own DJ Cowboy playing all the old school hits. You know how he do. It's going to be crazy. Last year in Asia, 4 years ago at Shout, this year at the Crown Plaza. Bananas! Advance tickets are $20 for a limited time, so get yours at theclassicparty.eventbrite.com. Last year, over 1,000 people kicked it hard at ATL with your boy. And to quote the great Sidney Poitier, let's do it again. See you in Atlanta.
What you gonna do when you get out of jail? I'm gonna listen to Dougie. It's the Doug Stewart Show.
That's right, it's the Doug Stewart Show, the livest, most interactive, most fun show in America. Definitely in the sports arena. Thanks for joining your boy. Really appreciate it. You just heard that last little commercial, man. I am having the biggest blowout, craziest party for the Atlanta Classic, October 3rd, Friday night, October 3rd. In a couple of weeks here, a little bit less than a couple of weeks. Downtown ATL at the Crown Plaza. It's going to be bananas. Last year, it was phenomenal. A couple of years ago, when South Carolina State came to town and played in a game against Georgia Tech, we had a gig at Shout. It was, just foolish, just ridiculous. Last year, we did it at Asia. This year, at the Crown Plaza. So, go online at theclassicparty.eventbrite.com. That's theclassicparty.eventbrite.com. And get your tickets. Tickets only $20 right now. Next week, I project that the tickets are going to be gone. Or I think at the latest, we're going to stop selling advance tickets, I think Wednesday. I'm not 100% sure about that. I got some people working with me on that. But so go get your tickets, man. It's going to be crazy. And it might sell out, I think, this week possibly. It's going to sell out definitely. But get your tickets right now at theclassicparty.eventbrite.com. All right, the number is 404-382-0338. Baltimore Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti responded Monday to an ESPN investigative report into the team's handling of Ray Rice's domestic case, says that a significant amount of the information in the story was manufactured from accounts provided by the running back's inner circle. Biscotti addressed the ESPN Outside the Lines report during a 45-minute news conference, saying he believes that Rice camp is attempting to build a case for reinstatement. You think, Steve Biscotti? That's what you do, is you try to build cases to get back to playing football and to get back to doing your job. So, of course, they're trying to build some type of case. He says, I'm not that mad at those guys for writing that article, Biscotti said also. He added he wished that ESPN had said who it interviewed for the story, claiming it was mostly people who were sympathetic to Ray Rice's reinstatement. Now, ESPN stands by their story. They're saying they talked to like over 20 different sources. And if you listen to the Stews back in the day, you know how we feel about sources. We had a whole bit about sources. I might even try to find the Source Brother bit and play that a little bit later in today's show or at some time this week. But you know how we feel about sources, and I don't like that whole sources crap. But pretty much that's the standard in this industry is getting sources. And you can't name the sources. Think about it. You can't name the sources because if you name the sources, they're not going to be a source anymore. So you lose them forever. So the Puppet Factory does all it can to pull out all of the dirt possible. I'm not going to call them TMZ Sports, which TMZ actually has their own sports division. But ESPN gets the story. I mean, they dig deep. And they've been at this investigative reporting thing. I think when I really started seeing it becoming big and them really putting a precedent on it is when the whole thing happened with Barry Bonds, with the whole drug scandal. And Pedro Gomez was all up on it. I mean, whenever you saw Pedro Gomez, whenever you see some of these investigative reporters show up around your camp, if you a professional athlete, you in trouble. You in trouble because they're going to find it out. They're going to get the story one way or the other. You best believe that. They are going to do it. And so we're going to see what happens. And now let me address all the conversation yesterday when they were talking about people are asking the question, do you think Ray Rice has a chance of getting this suspension reduced? I really do think so. And one thing to Steve Bischetti's credit, he kind of took personal responsibility for everything, unlike what Roger Goodell did a couple of days ago, and saying, really he wished he would have delved into a little bit more. He didn't. He really can't tell you why he didn't. And he's saying all of this. I'm paraphrasing here. But he's really saying to himself, or said yesterday, that he really didn't make an attempt to get the tape. He really didn't make an attempt to really delve deep into the story. Partially, maybe subconsciously, because he likes Ray Rice. And he said it emphatically a couple of times yesterday. I really didn't care to. Okay, this guy's a billionaire. All of these dudes are billionaires. And when you really think about it, what does he care? Outside of the peripheral of the whole situation, he's an employee of his that he rarely has personal interaction with, talking about Ray Rice. What else is he supposed to do? So I like the way that he came across yesterday in this press conference. I really do. Now, does ESPN story really stand up? I don't know. There's probably a lot of truth in what Bischetti's saying, and the fact that they talked to, and they're not going to substantiate how many of the 20 sources were Ray Rice, people or Ray Rice's circle. They aren't going to say that. I mean, could it be that one of the people wasn't one of Ray Rice's guys? Could it have been 19 Ray Rice people and one? Could it have been one Ray Rice guy and 19? No, we don't know. But based on how the story came across, and I agree with Biscotti as well, it seems like based on the story and the way that it came across, that they were taking comments from a lot of people from Ray Rice's camp. And so I don't know how much credence you can put into all of that. This thing is it's crazy. And we talked about it yesterday on the very first show. I don't know if I can ever remember, and you've heard people say this all week long, or the last 2 weeks. I don't remember a sports league in general that's come under so much fire ever. I don't. I mean, I'm not even talking baseball or the NBA. And there's been a lot of controversies. You got the fight at the Palace at Auburn Hills with Ron Artest and those guys and the Detroit Pistons. You have all the steroid scandal in baseball. But never can I remember a 2-week stretch, and I've done this for over 12 years, 13 years, and listened and reported on these things. I can never remember a stretch, and all those things I just mentioned happened within the last 13 years. I can't remember a time where a league has come under so much fire and has had so much negative press. I can't even come close to thinking about a time with everything coupled together and everything coming down all at the same time. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable what's happened in the NFL, and they have really took a hit. And you heard Bisciotti saying that, he wishes that the fans give him another chance. And they continue to use the term get it right. And he also said at the same time, he wishes that people, if they give him a chance, that they would give the league a chance. And when he says league, what he's talking about is Roger Goodell. Because you best believe they've had conversations about this entire story and about this situation and how to handle it. And it seems like over the last couple of weeks, or maybe the last week and a half, that Roger Goodell's whole thing, his whole strategy was to stay out of sight. And he probably was advised to do that. Not good enough. Not good enough. And the bad thing about it, and I got a great text, and I was about to say this, Eugene from Twitter says there's nothing worse than a cover-up. And people hate a cover-up. Thank you for the tweet, and you can tweet me at the Doug Stewart Show. There's nothing more worse than a cover-up because people don't like to be made a fool of. And like Roger Goodell, this whole thing with him just staying out of sight, it's like you peeing on us and you telling us it's raining. No, man, you are pissing on us. We not stupid. Nobody is stupid. People are not stupid. The whole thing about you didn't see the tape, but then they got confirmation. TMZ, as much as you want to talk about them, TMZ handles their business. They got proof that your office had the tape, but you never saw it. Did you know the tape was there and you just didn't want to see it? Did you tell them to hold on to the tape? We don't know. We don't know, but it seems real shady. And the fact that you're this disciplinarian, you're this guy with this heavy hand, and you inflict pain on players like it's going out of style. It just looks bad. It just looks horrible right now from a fan perspective. And I hope that the NFL gets this thing figured out, and I hope they can bounce back because let's keep it real. We love football. We absolutely love football, and I cringe when all of these experts in the medical field say that they shouldn't even play football, that the sport should be banned. It's too violent. It's a gladiator sport. I hate all of that. I hate that conversation. I mean, I played the sport from the age of 7 all the way through college. Love it. Football has been a huge part of my life. My little brother played in the NFL. I hate that talk, but right now, it's a bad look. It's just a bad look, everything that's going on. 404-382-0338. You can also email me, Doug at thedougstewartshow.com. I don't know what's going to happen with this Ravens thing. I have no clue. And time really heals all wounds. You always hear that, and that's 100% true. Time heals all wounds. Do I think Ray Rice should be able to have his sentence reduced from the league? And I think, go back to the 2-game suspension. Because allegedly, if Ray Rice told them everything, if Ray Rice told the NFL exactly what happened, if he told Bisciotti and Harbaugh and Ozzie Newsome and all those guys, if he told those guys what happened and they made their determination of 2 games, okay, if the league and the team came to a conclusion and they decided to suspend them 2 games and that's what they went with, and they had the information, whether they saw the video or not, it should be 2 games. And I think that the NFL Players Association has a fantastic gripe about this whole thing. And it's kind of awkward because as the NFL Players Association, it kind of appears that you're, kind of okay with domestic abuse. That's ridiculous. They have to respect and protect their constituents. They have to, no matter what, because it'll set a bad precedent if they just let BS slide. You cannot just let it slide because then it'll happen again. No, you have to nip it in the bud. As the great Barney Fife used to say, nip it in the bud.